How are we going to secure it? This needs to be a bank vault. Fort Knox, impenetrable. There are three types of wealth. The first is, of course, you know this one, something tangible, something you can touch. Gold, silver, cash, money, houses. Simple, tangible. Anything that you can possibly physically touch. Tangible wealth. This one is going to be virtual. This is about 10%. Now, let's be honest, it's really like 5 to 10%, okay, of all wealth. This is about 90 to 95% of all wealth. It's virtual wealth. Virtually all wealth is virtual. Now think of bonds, stocks, crypto, virtual. And this right here is where most of the global wealth resides. It's in ones and zeros, right? I know that most of my wealth is virtual. It's not like I'm carrying around gold bars. So now we live in a society where most of our wealth is virtual. So virtual wealth is by definition virtual. And now that doesn't mean that we can't convert virtual wealth into tangible wealth for any reason, right? And then we can convert tangible wealth into virtual wealth, right? We sell some gold, we buy some stocks. We sell some stocks, we buy some gold. All of these are technically liabilities, right? Boats, cars, real estate can actually be an appreciating asset, right? Cars can be if they're collectible. Boats can be if they're making you money, but cars can depreciate, right? Boats can depreciate. Houses can go down, right? Look at Florida. A lot of people thought their houses were safe. They're not. Bam. Disaster zones, right? So real estate, it can be great, it can be good. Cash can be great, can be good, depending on how it's all implemented. And this is where we kind of come to our biggest and largest point, and this is ethereal. Ethereal wealth, okay? And this is the 111%. This is where the tangible wealth, this is also where the virtual wealth comes from, is ethereal wealth. This is the wealth that exists in the heart, that exists in the mind, and that exists out there. It exists in creation and with creation, because anything is possible. Anything you can think of is possible. And so much more is possible that you can't even imagine that's going to happen in the future. It's insane. So and we can actually bring the future forward by imagining that future now and taking steps to make that future into reality. It's actually pretty incredible. That is the real definition and law of creation. So we derive out of the ether. Out of the ether, out of the source, comes tangible wealth and comes virtual wealth. And if we want to make more, we can. Because the ethereal wealth, okay, this belongs to everybody. Everybody has equal ethereal wealth. This is the main point that I want you to really, really understand and get and internalize, is that if you want to do something, you can do it. If you want to create something, you can do it. Now let us talk about how to acquire, secure, and invest wealth long-term. This is specifically how to acquire tangible and intangible wealth. Right? So how to build your fortune, your financial fortune that will provide generational wealth. That's the goal. The goal is generational wealth. There's an L. So that way, our kids can do what they love, what their life's purpose is. First thing is cash flow. Cash flow. Pretty simple. Money, money, money. How are you making the cash? How is it coming in? Is it through a career? Is it through a business? What are you doing to actually bring in income? This is important. And this should 100% be tied to your life's purpose. If for any reason it's not yet tied to your life's purpose, this is why we're going through this, is so that way you can figure out exactly what your life's purpose is, and then figure out how to integrate that, how to build a business, how to build a career around your life's purpose, so that way you can be fully compensated. Absolutely fully compensated. Here is secure. How are we going to secure it? This needs to be a bank vault, right? Bank vault, Fort Knox, impenetrable. The systems, the cash flow systems, must directly flow into secure systems of protection. How are your business structures set up? How are your tax structures set up? How are your tax liability distributed? Do you have entities set up where your tax liabilities are high? Do you have your business and trusts set up in places where your tax liabilities are very low? What is the protection of your assets, right? Can the business veil be penetrated? Can people sue you directly? Can they find out what you own? Even if they do, can they sue you personally and take it away? There's so many different levels of it, right? And we're going to talk about the basic one, is that you want to have, the basic level is business. Now, after that, trusts, and then you have international trusts and entities. And this is how most of the very wealthy people have their personal assets set up. Most wealthy people own very little directly. Their businesses own most things. Their trusts own the businesses. And if you want to be even more protected, you have international trusts that are completely impervious to jurisdictions that might want to penetrate them, right? So they just don't respond to countries outside of their own jurisdictions, thus making them impenetrable. We invest so that way our wealth keeps increasing no matter what. It just keeps growing and keeps growing and keeps growing. Without us, we have set up the systems so well that no matter what we do, everything runs. We have set everything up so well that no matter what we do, everything works perfectly. And there's ways to get there, okay? And really what you want to have a target of about the minimum amount of money that you want to have in the bank. And for a lot of people, $5 million, which might seem big, to some people it might be like, oh my God, I spend $5 million a year, Russ, on things. But $5 million is where you want to be. Okay? Some people that are watching this might be saying, hey, I spend $5 million a month on things. Good. I'm glad you are at that level. So now, how do we get you to the next level? How do we get you to the next level? So that way you can help even more people. So that way you can help even more people. And you can influence more lives. And you can help more people. And you can influence more lives. This is how we truly, truly help generations to come as we invest. We invest in the future. Make sure that your money, which is your energy, is put where you would put your energy. Make sure that when your money is working under your name, it's doing what you would direct it to do.